Take a deep breath, and let's do the ah sound. Ah. The seed of all Guanana is creator. And what we ask before all words that I speak, I give thanks with the Thanksgiving address. So if you all can agree with me, and we'll pile all our gratefulness and thankfulness up to Creator, and I'll ask if you agree that our minds are one, you could say yeah, yes, or aha. So in the beginning, we always give thanks to Creator, Creator of God, the God inside of each one of us that gives us the opportunity to have the duality. It also gives us the sense of strength within ourselves that we see clearly, hear clearly, feel, smell, sense, touch. And with all of that, we stand here upon the mother. And as she's getting nourished right now with the beautiful drops of rain that Creator experience for each one of us to be washed here tonight. How the bushes and the plants are growing so beautifully, the colors of flowers and the birds that are singing. And it's also filling the streams of her veins for clarity to run through each one of us. That beautiful water that holds the fish, the mammals, the shells, the reptiles, even the little water elements that are in the waters that we don't even know, those beautiful cells. And I ask each one of you, if we can pile and pile and pile and pile all our gratefulness up to Creator, and I ask, can our minds be one? Yeah. We also want to give thanks that holds these riverbeds and streams, the beautiful grandfathers, which is our rocks. But if you think they were these strong, huge mountains, the strength within each one of us, and how we get broken down with different words that are being said, but it rumbles down into the boulders, into the stones, and then our belief and our connection to Creator gets so strong that it just goes into little particles of sand, which washes in and out of the banks of the streams and waters, so any worry rumbles down. And it passes through because our relationship is so strong. We want to give thanks to also the grass, the beautiful flowers and the medicine plants, how it nurtures us through sight and smell, but the medicines that are internally, that goes into our systems that know exactly how to heal us. So we call on to remember those plants, those beautiful spirits to help us each and every day. Sometimes we don't even need to ingest them. We could just hold the essence of them and ask their spirit to come with us, to be with us, to help us and support us. And right now we're in the summer solstice, where we already planted our gardens. Things are coming up and nourishing of all the vegetables, and the berries are coming, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, gooseberries. And we pile and pile and pile and pile and pile all our gratefulness up to Creator. And now our minds can be one. We also give thanks to the four-leggeds. They do such a great job. And the winged ones, and the pollinators. Look at what they do. As they walk upon the earth, the four-leggeds, they just know how far to push the seed down to create those standing ones, the trees and the bushes. And the birds, they go from one flower to another to cross-pollinate, to help us, and the beautiful bees and all the beautiful insects, the pollinators, help. And that's a community. That is a community. We have to all work together. Not one person can do the same job. Every one of us has beautiful gifts. And these are the opportunities for each one of us to come in and to shine that gift. Because then we go up into the thunder beams. Right now, how things are getting shaken up in our world, our internal world, to cleanse. So we can see clearly, hear in a good way. And as we stand outside, sometimes some of us like to stand in the rain, and that beauty being washed by nature. Nature is spirit, and spirit is nature. It kisses us every single day. The minute the beautiful brother sun comes up, and where I am sleeping in the summer, the sun rises and it hits my face every morning and kisses me. So I just endure that so much, on how they just know how to shift and how to change. And also the moon, Grandmother Moon, how she shines so brightly all the time. Even though there's little clouds that go in between her, she always shows you that there's always light. We hear that little verse all the time, there's light at the end of the tunnel. But I ask the question, why is it that we even create a tunnel? Take off your blinders, because you are the light. Grandmother holds us so deeply. And what she does is she wears this beautiful necklace all around her. And she wears it so, so proudly. And that's the stars. That's the stars. And you know who the stars are? Each one of you. She loves each one of you, that she carries you and supports you so much. It brings tears to my eyes because I feel her love each and every day. It doesn't matter if it's a new moon, quarter moon, or full moon. Her presence is touching somebody fully in this whole beautiful world. And we pile and pile and pile and pile and pile and pile all our gratefulness and thankfulness up to Creator. And I ask each one of you, can our minds be one? Yes. And I want to even give thanks to the elders And even the babies that are coming in, the babies that are here, because they both have the knowledge. They're just coming in from spirit, and they're getting close to spirit. So we need to listen to our elders all the time. They have so much wisdom, but sometimes we put them aside, or they might repeat. But the thing of it is, in our tradition, when they repeat, my grandmother always says, just tying the knot one bit closer to you. So the knowledge is way out here, and a knot forms when you're younger. And it keeps repeating, and it gets closer and closer and closer to where you are walking the talk of the elders and the old ones. So there is no nonsense, not at all. Open up your mind and really listen to what they're saying. And even the little babies, when they're making their little sounds, feel the vibration of what they came in with. That vibration. When they suckle on the mother's breasts or the bottle. That juiciness is like, oh, so much love. It's the sweetness. It's the kiss. In the old ones and the ancestors that crossed, may they walk with each one of you. And whatever it is that your culture, tradition, or your belief is so, so important. Listen. Listen. And as I'm getting older a little bit, I might have forgot something, and I'm asking each one of you to place that in your mind with the great mystery, the unknown. And we pile and pile and pile and pile and pile and pile all our thankfulness and gratefulness up to Creator. And now our minds can be one? Yeah. So, thank you. So, the beginning. When we came into this world as a human being, as people, the two-leggeds, we had the vibration of the A, E, O, U. So the chant is to welcome all of our ancestors and the ones that are coming. And it goes, A, E, I, O, E, I, O, E, I, O. A, E, I, O, E, I, O, E, I, O. A, E, I, O, E, I, O, E, I, O. A, E, I, O, E, I, O, E, I, O. A, E, I, O, E, I, O, E, I, O. A, E, I, O, E, I, O, E, I, O. A, E, I, O, E, I, O, E, I, O. A, E, I, O, E, I, O, E, I, O. A, E, I, O. That's the kiss. So I'd like to share, first of all, thank you very much for having me here, the community and also Unity Church, for welcoming back not only me, but also the Sacred Dream Circles. So I had a vision on 12/21/12 to create 3 of them. I'm going to bunch it all together because what it is, I have 25 of these sacred hoops now. And they keep expanding more and more information. And what they are is to help the planet. They're also to help redesign our thoughts and our thinking of how is it that we walk in this world. So the 2 that we have here, we have the temple, which is the infinity. Each one of us has the sacred temple. Also, what it is our inner child to recognize that, that part of ourselves. On this side over here is the infinity, but the infinity is pushed out a little bit. And that's the 9 sacred chambers. The 9 sacred chambers is where we have these great ideas, but we never really move forward. So, and then this one here is called the Sun Kachina. So there's 3 Kachinas. There's the Kachina of love, there is the Fire Kachina, and the Sun Kachina. The Sun Kachina is all about us to face our duality and to rise up beyond what it is that is mentally confusing our mind and not allowing us to move forward. So my grandmother always said you could sit in a rocking chair and rock back and forth and ponder on it and never go anywhere because your mind just keeps on stirring and stirring and stirring. But I want to ask everybody right here now, so how everything stopped 3 years ago with COVID, everything. We couldn't go anywhere. And I want to ask each one of you, what were your dreams? What were your visions then? Think about that. And the thing of it is, it's like we just start back up and get going. But what was it? What was your seed? What was your inspiration? So when I created the first 3, the first one was inspiration. How is it that we move and inspire ourselves first, and knowing that a way for each one of us to take that opportunity to change ourselves. Illuminate it. How is it that we can draw it out, not only keep it within us, now we talk about it. So now we're bringing the manifestation down through our body to create that inspiration that Creator gave us. We have all these gifts. What's holding you? What's the war inside of you that is not responsible of your actions? What's the war inside of you that you do not respect yourself or think less than? These are the questions that possibly you can ask yourself of why I stopped 3 years ago and never picked up. Why is it that you're settling? So as we think about all this, it gives us opportunity to journey into our mind, because the 3rd hoop is movement. And that's what opened up 12/21/12. So these small little rings that you are seeing in these hoops. That's the small imitation of number one. And that's inspiration. So when I got to the fourth one, that's when Creator asked me to quit my job. Talk about faith. And follow everything that Creator's asking you to do. But I was full force with the inspiration. I worked at driving bus for 25 and a quarter years. Had that hat on, knew how to shift and change, boom, boom, boom. No problem. But when it came to me, oh my gosh. I can be the act for everyone else, but why can't I act for myself? Why is it that I am not feeling strong enough to have the faith of what I heard? So Creator nudged me a little bit. I got a field trip. And guess where I went? Down to the Capitol. I parked my bus. I'm going to the Subway shop to get a sub because food. Oh yeah, we need that fuel. And lo and behold, there was New York State Retirement Building there, which I didn't know was there. So I puttered on in. I had 35 minutes. I walked in there and I said to them, hey, can you tell me how much, what I would be getting? Is this the place of if I decide to retire? And they went, oh yeah, but you need a birth certificate or a passport. And I'm like, I'm on a field trip. I don't have that. It's not like I'm carrying that, right? And she goes, well, just give us a license. You don't have to do anything. You know, we aren't going to give you anything, but at least we can give you information. I was like, all right, sure. Well, you know what? I have an enhanced license. She goes, oh my gosh, you have a passport. I said, oh. She goes, look it. Here's food again. I'm going to lunch now. Here, I'm a notary. Let me write this right off for you. So I wrote it, and I signed. She gave me a paper. I go into the waiting room, and I'm sitting there, and all these people have boxes of papers, and I got one little piece of paper. I walk in, and the lady starts typing. I says, I only have like 20 minutes now. It's fine, it's fine. What's your name? Blah, blah, blah. Where'd you work? Da, da, da. And she's typing away, and she goes, oh my gosh, you just had a birthday last week. And I said, yeah. She goes, you're 55. And she's typing a little bit more. She goes, how many sick days do you have? And da, da, da. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm on a field trip. Literally was. Right? She goes, oh, you got 25 and a quarter years in. You can retire. And I went, really? And I said, how much will I get? And she told me, but if you wait 5 years, you would get this amount. I was like, oh, all right. And she goes, all right? And I said, yeah, thank you. And she goes, well, just sign here. And I did. I thought I don't even know why I was signing something. I just signed it. And she says, great, when do you want your first check? And I went, what? She goes, you just retired. The thing of it is, this is where faith comes in. I said, how many days can I have before I can cancel this? She said 3 days. I walked out with my little manila envelope, and I start walking down State and Pearl Street going, well, Creator, you just got me here. I don't know how I did this, but I have 3 days. You better show up now and show me you got my back, because I cannot be supported only on that. I go to the Subway shop, get a foot-long sub because now I'm like, I gotta eat because I'm nervous. Yeah, I'm getting a foot long. You can't believe I just put a foot in my mouth, right? So here I am. And now I told her what I wanted. She goes, oh, it's a special. I says, it's a special. And she goes, yeah, it's $1.99. You get a cookie and drink. I said, a cookie, you know, because my grandma always says you pat them on the head and give them a cookie, and then they'll be okay. And I'm like, okay, Grandma, you're with me. All right, we got it. And I said, so what's the special? She says, it's $1.99. And I said, $1.99 for all of that? And she was like, yeah. I said, $1.09. She goes, well, not really. It's going to be $2.13 with tax. We have to give the government something. And I got everything, and I walked out, and I says, all right, Creator, you got my back. And I left my job. Boom, just like that. And I've been carrying along that inspiration of this journey that Creator gifted me, that each one of you have. But you have to have that faith internally inside the self, not just like, oh, I want to quit my job. I'm not telling people just go out and quit your job. But you will know internally when you are held at the right time. At the right time, that bridge is there. And that's what you call inner standing. Because that part of me, I understood that bond and that relationship clicked just like that. But the thing of what gets in the way is the duality. And they're all the old stories. Can't do it. I don't know. What do you think? How do you feel about this? What are you doing going outside the circle? Stay internally in your circle with your Creator. I call it my Creator and my best friends of who I pray to. And they follow me, they guide me each and every way. So as these were getting created, that was only one story of the whole, each one gave me, where I prayed most of the time on my knees that I wasn't going to be on my face. And it brought me through these parts of the self that entangled me of not moving forward. And then that's when I know that every time that I get to that low part, I look up and I feel that sparkle of my star inside of me that my grandmother is holding me. Creator is holding me, and keep moving. So there's 21 in this section here. What they are is, that's the 8th one, the 9th one, and that is the 20th one. There's 21 of them all together in this, which is called the Sacred Dream Circles. And Creator came to me and said, not many people look to me and follow me anymore. So we're going to call it the Great Open Door. If you take the first letter of each word, Great Open Door. So now I'm on the second series, because this is the 21 Council of the Blue Star, which is the Hopi prophecy of the New World. And that is all of us, changing our mind, bringing it to our heart, bringing the emotion up to the heart. And talk with the heart, walk with the heart, be with the heart. And any part of us that is feeling any emotional feeling, you know, we hear, just love it. Just love it. Well, you know, then we have a fight a little bit. It's like, maybe I don't want to love it right now. But the thing of it is, I talk to myself and I ask, what part of me is separating? What part of me is angry? What part of me has sadness? What part of me has joy? And that is the part I'm going to love. Because what it is, I raise it up to the heart and I hold it in my hands like a little bit of a baby. Because most of us has abandonment issues. And at one point through all of these teachings, one of them said to me, how can you abandon the abandonment? So that's when the teachings was where I held that anger or sadness or separation, and I held it right in my hands, and I says, what is it that how I can feed you love? How is it that I can support myself internally for me to know that I'm loving that part of me? Take a deep breath. And we're going to do the tones of ah, a, e, o, u. Ah, I want to just share something with you. Ah is the mother. E is your creator. E is awareness. O is expansion. And U is to bringing all parts of you back home. So when we do this, I want you, when you are being rooted, connected, aware, expanded, to bring home what parts of you that you put aside. What parts of you that are separated, or you gave away yourself to others by settling, or maybe others might have taken part of your strength in some way because it keeps playing around. I'm wounded because of that individual. So I just want you, at this moment, I'm going to clap my hands, and I'm going to ask each one of you, what is a number from 1 to 21? What do you get? So the people, that part of you is that inner child that just came out. That part of you is for you to remember to be held. Let's take a deep breath. Deep breath, A. Deep breath, E. breath. Oh. Oh. Deep breath. Ooh. Ooh. Calling all of you back home. You, everyone, calling all of you back home. Ya na na na. Ya na 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 na. Ya na ma na. Na na. Calling all of me back home. 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 Home. Little kiss from the bottom, and you know you got 'em. Is this, am I over? Are we good? Good. Nawe is thank you, and Ona, may we hold the earth in our hands until we meet again. My heart is connected with all of your hearts, and as we keep continuing on this journey and we talk about each other, you can actually feel the love now, because this is a beautiful community that we tone together, we birthed together, and now we're home together. That way.